Live. What is up, everybody here? Wow, we are getting a lot of attendees very quickly. That is awesome. Welcome to this webinar. I apologize for the delay. It is 7:15. There was supposed to be a host on here, but apparently I'm now the host, so I'm going to be taking over, hosting this 100%. So, guys, my name is Raphael Vargas. If you don't know me, actually in my 5,000 square foot office, it is 7:15 over here, Eastern Standard Time in Tampa, Florida. I run a national real estate wholesaling company, right? So we do hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of deals on a yearly basis, doing over $4 million in annual assignment fees a year. So this whole webinar is to show you guys kind of some details about what do we do, how do we do it, and then some of the resources that we use to scale our company. And then obviously, if you're looking for more guidance, I am a mentor. We do events where we teach people the details and intricacies, where people actually come to, as you can see, our 5,000 square foot office. And I apologize, it got music bumping. But last week we secured about $350,000 worth of deals. I think that was about 22 contracts in a week. We're in 8 different metropolitan markets. So securing about 50 to 60 deals on a monthly basis. So I want to see you guys get there. So this whole webinar is just about how to scale and grow a wholesale company. Or the beginning is going to be, hey, how did I start, right? I did not start here. I did not start with a 5,000 square foot office. We're going to start with my story, right? I come from kind of a rough background. I didn't have any college education, and I got kicked out of high school. Criminal background, felon, come from Washington, D.C. metro area. When I got kicked out of high school, had no guidance, no leverage, nothing about real estate, no knowledge. Single mother, mentally disabled brother. My single mother was working 2 jobs, dead broke. I was stuck in her basement trying to find some way to financial success. And when I made that decision, I don't know where you are in your real estate, in your real estate career, but when I made that decision to go into real estate, no one believed in me. No one believed in me. My mom didn't believe in me. My friends didn't believe in me. No one believed in me because of the rough background that I came from. And but you know what? I had to believe in me, and I had to believe that God had a bigger purpose for me. And so I went all the way in, quit my job, went all the way in, locked in all the way in real estate wholesaling. It took me 9 months of hard, diligent work. But you know what? 9 months later, I closed my first deal for $30,000. I told my mother one day, I'm going to retire you, Mom. I promise you, I'm going to retire you. I'm going to become a multi-million-dollar real estate investor, and glory be to God. I'm 27 years old now. I started when I was 20 years old, dead broke. My mother didn't even believe in me. She told me to go get a job to help support her. And you know what? 7 years later, I've retired my mother 100% from real estate. I bought in my dream car, Lamborghini Aventador, all cash, $325,000 car, because of real estate, right? I have the dream life because of real estate. I've been able to retire my families, right, because of real estate. I buy rental properties and commercial assets because of wholesaling real estate. Been able to use that cash and invest the right way for my future. And so this whole webinar is about real estate wholesaling and how you're going to scale your own real estate wholesaling company, and how to go from zero to hero, right? How to go from in your mother's basement, broke as a joke, to now making millions and millions and millions of dollars a year, right? We've already secured $200,000 worth of assignment fees this week, and I want to see you guys scale to that level. I promise you, it's possible. What one man can do, another man can do, especially a man like me. I'm not the tallest, I'm not the smartest, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but you know what? I have a lot of faith in God. I have a lot of faith in his purpose and vision for me in my life, okay? And because of that faith, it's taken me and it's moved mountains, and it's done things that I truly couldn't imagine. I'm so much further than I even imagined I would be in my life. And so just so grateful to God. And so we're going to get started. No more of the story and fluffy stuff. We're going to get started with the meat and potatoes on real estate. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. This is going to be a super informative webinar. I promise you, you've never been on a webinar like this. So there's 102 attendees, which is super dope. I don't want to see a single one of you guys drop off. Why? Because I'm going to be giving you free giveaways at the end of the webinar. So you got to stay to the end of the webinar. This is a live webinar. It's not recorded. I promise you it's live. So got to stay to the end of the webinar. I'm giving you a free gift, and I'm going to give you some details on how you can get connected with me directly so we can work together, okay? So let me share my screen, and let's just jump right into this. So, hey, can you guys see my screen? Can you just write in the chat You guys can see my, oh, Tanji said, make sure you say use our list. Yep, 100%. And we will get into all the lists that we're using, which, by the way, you know, Tanji over here at Foreclosures Daily, we're crushing it with their list, you know, and so just crushing it. So we're going to go into all that. Hey, can you guys see my screen? Tanji, can you just confirm that you can see my screen? Raise hand, raise hand. I'm assuming that's yes. There you go. Nice. Yeah, I see the screen. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's just jump right into this. I just want to make sure you guys can see it. Check this out. We're just going to jump right into this, guys. You know, we're a real business. I mean, I'm not like your other gurus that ain't really in the business. Again, we're here in my office. I've stayed late, which I do a lot, but we're going to just jump right into this stuff. So check this out. Show you guys a cool little tracker that people at my event are all going to get, by the way. But check out this tracker. So you got to start with reverse engineering your goals, okay? And it doesn't matter where you are in your real estate career. It doesn't matter where you are. You have to start with reverse engineering your goals, right? So what I did is I formulated this really cool sheet that gave me clarity as to, hey, how do I reverse engineer my goals? So I know exactly. It all starts with your goals, right? Everything starts with, hey, what is my target revenue goal? And then what actions do I have to take to hit my target revenue goals? Now, pause real quick. This is for a scaled company. So for you guys that are wholesaling and crushing it, that's awesome. You know, this is going to give you so much value. If you're new, don't worry. I'm going to give you so much value in just the next 15 minutes. Let me go through this. And then in 15 minutes, if you're starting out brand new, I'm going to tell you the exact best list that we use, how we target those lists, and then exactly the script that we use as well. And by the way, if you want to get all this stuff at the end of the webinar, stay till the end of the webinar. I'm going to give you some free giveaways. Okay. So check this out. We make about 1.2 million on a quarterly basis, so every 3 months in assignment fees. So let's be a little bit more realistic maybe for where you are in your business, right? We're in 8 markets. We have like 20 salespeople, so we might be in different stages. So let's make your realistic goal. Maybe your goal is only, you know, hey, I want to do $100,000 in the next 3 months. And so guys, there's a great book out there called The 12-Week Year. Have to read it. There's also another great book out there called Traction by Gino Wickman. You have to get it. It's going to help you systemize and structure your business like a real business. And then 12-week year is going to make you realize that stop, you know, looking at things in a year basis. Start looking at your business on a quarterly basis. 4 quarters in a year, 3 months is 1 quarter. Start looking at it a quarterly basis. So let's assume $100,000 is your revenue goal, okay? Very realistic if you're someone new. Maybe your goal for someone else is $300,000, okay? $300,000. We're going to go through all the questions at the end. Again, stay to the end of the webinar, and we're going to give you the free giveaway. So check this out. $100,000 is your goal. Easy work, very light work, very, very light work, okay? $100,000, and your average deal size is $17,000, okay? But let's assume it's $15,000, okay? Oops, $15,000. Okay, so what does that mean? That means you only have to close 7 closed transactions for you to actually be able to hit your revenue goal of 100,000. Okay, now the leads and opportunities. Okay, this is actually a really important one. The opportunities that you need to get. So our average right now is about 20. So it's about 20 opportunities per contract. What is an opportunity? An opportunity is a lead. Somebody that calls in and says, hey, I'm interested in selling my home. And they say, yes, I'm interested in selling my home. A lead for us is just a call in. A lot of times calls can come in, their solicitation, their wrong numbers, or they're calling in to say, take me off your list, right? So those are considered leads. You don't know if they're qualified. An opportunity is someone says, yeah, I'm interested in selling my home, but they might not be interested at the price we're offering. So an opportunity for our conversion is 20 opportunities per contract, okay, per contract conversion. And so you can use the same rule of thumb. That should be the rule of thumb that you're using as well. And we're a scaled company, so we're going to have loss of leads. You should even be lower than that. So 20 is conservative for you, a newer wholesaler, depending on where you are in your wholesale business. Okay, 20 opportunities per contract. Let's keep going. That means you're going to secure 13 contracts. Okay, you have to produce 267 opportunities on a quarterly basis. Okay, what does that mean? That means that I have to produce 267 at 20 opportunities per contract conversion. That's 13 contracts. Now hold on. There's a big difference between a contract
and a closed deal. Now, if you're in real estate, you know this. How many contracts have you signed with homeowners and they haven't gone through because there's title issues, there's issues with the mortgage, there's liens, or maybe the person that you signed the contract with didn't even own the asset, or there's title issues or probate issues that just didn't close. And so for us, we're at a 50% conversion rate of actual contracts being signed to actual contracts being closed. And so we just rule of thumb. That means I have to get 13 signed agreements, okay, to then close 7 deals because I'm at a 50% conversion. And that's a good rule of thumb, 13 to 7. Does that make sense? So again, if you have questions at the end of the day, I'm going to run through this, guys, because we only got about 35, 40 minutes on here. So I got to give you guys as much content as possible. So these are the rule of thumbs that you have to start with engineering. Everything starts with a vision, right? The Bible says and God says, you know, a man without a vision is going to perish. And so you got to create a vision. You got to create a purpose, a plan, a direct vision and plan for your life, okay? So this is the vision. The vision is $100,000 in a quarter. You got to produce 267 leads. You got to get 13 contracts, close 7 deals. Boom, at $15,000 in average deal size, you get 100,000. But that's not over, okay? The way you keep our accountability, and this is how you're going to want to do this, right? So you got to keep accountability for your team. And the only way to keep accountability for your team, I'm just walking around here, by the way, in my office. Pretty cool office, you know. But the only way we keep accountability for our team, check that out, 155 grand. I'm sorry, I thought it was 200,000. We're at 155 grand already for the week in contracts, right? And so guess what I'm doing on my board, on my sales floor, right? I'm tracking my sales team by a board. And so that's what you have to do. Even if you're a single operation, okay? I get it. You guys are like, oh, well, you're a big operation, which, by the way, we're not. And if you think we're a big operation, you need to start elevating yourself with people that are doing hundreds of millions of dollars, because that's going to elevate your mind, because I feel like a small fish. You know what I'm saying? You got to be mentally, you got to stay with the big fish always in everything in your life. And so anyways, even if you're a one-man show, you have to keep yourself accountable on a weekly and a quarterly basis. So again, let's go through the numbers. I tracked three core numbers of my business that if I track these 3 and they happen, I'm going to be successful, okay? These are the 3 numbers you got to track. For me, I track actual revenue, right? So on a weekly basis, okay? Now, there's 12 weeks in a year, but guess what? As a wholesaler, we always got to remove 2 weeks. Why? Because there's only 10 usable weeks in a year. So that means 10 usable weeks in a quarter. Because if you sign a contract the last week of the quarter, it's not going to close that quarter. So what we do is we condense our time frame. So if we want to hit our goals, we have to hit it in 10 weeks, not in 12 weeks, in 10 weeks. So what we do, I have to keep accountable. That means I have to sell $10,000 in contracts every week. I have to produce and sign $20,000 in projected profit a week. Why? Because we talked about it. 50% of your contracts are not going to close. So that means you have to double the amount of contract value that you get if you actually want to get them to the closing table, right? So, and then again, on a weekly basis, you got to produce 267 interested leads. That's 27 interested leads on a weekly basis. So again, if you're a single operator or a double operator, this is how you do it, okay? Now, this is the big question. Everyone, for the newbies, and guys, I'm getting right to you. Trust me, this is going to be juice right here. Stay listening. So check this out. So when you're a scaled operation, obviously 100,000 is small for keeping accountabilities for these small numbers. You know, when you're a scaled operation, these are the numbers that you got to keep accountable for. And we have a lot of diligent KPIs that I track on a weekly basis. We don't have time to go into this. If you come to one of my events, go to realempire.com/details. You can learn everything about my company, come to my office, learn everything, right? And again, my clients are doing millions of dollars in revenue now because of what we've taught them. But regardless, this is for the people on the webinar. For the people on the webinar, if this is where you start. If you want to do $100,000 in revenue for the quarter, you have to start with your marketing budget, okay? So roughly your marketing budget should be 18% of whatever your revenue is, okay? Max. Let's even say max 20%. What does that mean? If it's 20%, you have to have $20,000, right? You got to have 20K.
cash, right? 20K cash. You gotta have 20K cash if you're going to be able to make 100,000. You have to have a 20% of whatever your goals are. Okay, so 20%. So that means a $20,000 budget. So how are you separating your investment strategy and your marketing strategy? That's the big question that everyone always has. So for me, I always say, look, man, if you're starting with nothing, for the people, I'm going to give you three different phases. If you're starting with nothing, your budget, 100% needs to go, in my opinion, not 100. Let's keep 70% in cold calling, 0 in direct mail, 0 in PPC, and then maybe 80% cold call, and then I would do 10% RVM and 10% SMS, which gives you, again, 10% SMS, which gives you, again, right around your projected revenue of 90,000. Okay, that's a $20,000 budget. That means you're going to spend $16,000 of your budget in cold calling, $2,000 in your ringless voicemails, $2,000 in your SMS campaigns. These are my ROIs in my own company. Again, rule of thumb ROIs that I have. These should be your standards as well. So based on how much you invest, that's your projected revenue, which will get you around 90,000 or 90,000 plus. The goal is 90,000 plus. So again, this is very conservative numbers. So this is how you separate it if you're a brand new business. If you're a skilled operation, you got to invest, maybe about, I would say maybe about 65% in cold calling, about 20% in direct mail, which gets you about, that's about 85%. And then another, 12.5 in RVM, and then 12.5 in SMS, which is, again, your total budget. So direct mail is still, people say direct mail is dead. That's a complete lie. Direct mail is not dead. You have to be able to do direct mail the right way, right? Use the right postcards, use the right script when calls come in. So it's all about how you do direct mail. And so again, this is just a basic standard of how you have to spend your marketing dollars. And again, the rule of thumb is if you want to make 100,000, your budget has to be $20,000 to make 100 grand, no more than 20,000. I'd like you to do it with 15,000, really. Ours is at 15 to 20% of our marketing dollars invested is our return. Okay. So if we plan on making 100,000, we're going to have a budget of 15 grand. Got it? So that's kind of the overview of everything, right? An overview of our marketing, our KPIs, kind of an overview. But now the question is, what are some of the best techniques and best lists and best performing lists? So let me just show you, right? And again, if you guys have any questions on what I do, you want to come to one of my events, you got to show up. Go to realempire.com/details, and we can get you all the information. Check this shit out. Oh, I'm sorry, I cursed. Anyways, check this out. So I'm very, 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 very diligent in my numbers and tracking. As you guys can see right here, this actually pulls directly from my CRM. And so I can actually track month by month exactly the success rate of all of my lists. Check this out. Look at all this look at all these lists. Hey, no cap. No cap. Look how much money I've invested in real estate. $850,000 in my own business. I've invested of my own money in failures, mistakes. $850,000. This is about 16 months, I think, and we've made $4.8 million in wholesaling. Numbers don't lie. This is just the reality, right? So all of the lists that I've tracked, and so check this out. Best performing list. Guess what? Probate, right there. Probate's one of the best performing lists. And as you can see right here, I can even break it down by what are the best methods of reaching those probates. Now, direct mail was a phenomenal method of reaching probates, as you guys can see here. And the ROI was stupid. Invested $7,000, made almost 100 G's. And then there's obviously a lot of other lists. We're not going to go into all those. One of the best performing lists that I highly recommend, which, by the way, we're not doing inherited lists, and thank you, Tangi, and thank you, the Foreclosures Daily, Foreclosures Daily team. They got us an inherited list and a probate list, and it's just crushing. We're crushing it from them. So if you guys want to get business and the best performing list, go to Foreclosures Daily. These are the guys that are hosting it. hosting real operators, as you can see here. I mean, there's not a lot of wholesalers that are posting the numbers up like this and showing you real returns. Again, our average return is 475% in our marketing. So pretty good, in my opinion. We're crushing it. Glory be to God, you know, glory be to God. And so if you guys want to get the best performing list, this is my goal. And if you're new, this is what you got to do. Go to Foreclosures Daily, buy your list, buy a probate list, buy an inherited list. Those are some of the best performing lists, in my opinion, okay, in your local market. Once you buy those lists, the next step is you got to skip trace it. If you want skip tracing, skip trace it with us. Go to skipright.com. Email one of my vendors is email data@skipright.com. data@skipright.com. So email them and we can help you skip trace everything we got. You know what I'm saying? Those are guys that I work with. They're phenomenal. They give me emails, numbers, amazing hit rate. So make sure to skip trace with them. And then once you skip trace it, dude, just dump it into a freaking calling system. You know, we use ZenCall. You can even manually dial them. When I was in my mom's basement, I was manually dialing them. But if you have money, dump all these lists into ZenCall and just cold call them yourself. If you're an individual one-off investor, cold call these people yourself, okay? I don't know the level of people that are on this call, and so maybe you guys want me to talk a little bit on expansion. I'll talk a little bit on expansion. Look, a lot of people say, hey, how the heck do you do deals in 8 different markets? You know, we have over 50 active transactions right now that we're selling. It's freaking a madhouse. It's awesome. Company's scaling. It's so fun. But people say, how do you really expand in the markets? Let me explain, and let me just show you, right? Again, if you want to learn this stuff, you got to come to one of my events. I mean, no cap. You have to go to realempire.com/details, realempire.com/details. Come to one of my events. I promise you it will change your life. It'll change the trajectory of your life and your family's life. But check this out. This is really cool in my opinion. You know, I am not the smartest guy in the room, but you know what I did? I said, you know what? I'm going to hire some of the smartest guys in my room. And I said, guys, I need you to give me the best markets in the nation, the best flip markets in the nation. And I need you to break it down for me. Because I don't know how to expand. I don't know what markets to go into. So check this out. I said, hey, how about this? I hired this data scientist. I paid him tens of thousands of dollars just to get me this data. And check this out. I said, hey, dude, I just need to know the best zip codes and the best metropolitan markets to go into based upon 2 things: number of flips, and I want to be in markets that have ARVs of over 120 but under 300. Why? If it's under 120, you know, the margins are too small. It's like, you know, kind of hood areas. You know, we don't want to be in those areas. The margins are too slim. Don't want to be over 300 because we're going to spend a lot more marketing dollars to get one deal. We want to be in that sweet spot, 120 ARVs to 300 ARVs. And so guess what? Boom, I hired this guy and he just gave me this sheet. And I was like, there you go. You know, so now when I want to expand into a market, check this out. Okay, Tampa, you're one of the hottest markets in the nation for flips. And check it out. We're in a $100,000 mark. Okay, not bad. Here's another one, Las Vegas. If you're from Vegas, anyone on here, 89121. I guarantee you guys know that zip code like the back of your head. That's a phenomenal zip code. I don't know that because I've never been to Vegas in my life, but I know if I want to expand into Vegas, I know all I got to do is go, hey, what are the hottest zip codes in Vegas? And boom, it organizes me the hottest flips by zip code. And so now I know, hey, if I'm going to go into these zip codes, all I got to do is buy some of the hottest lists in these zip codes, right? My absentees, my pre-foreclosures, my probates, all the stuff that you can get from ForeclosuresDaily.com. There's also other list vendors that you can go to. Rebo Gateway is pretty good. But in my opinion, probate is like the first step in if you want to get your fastest deal. But when you expand, and again, I talk about this at my events, you got to know how to go into these markets. And so, look, I'm not the smartest guy in the room, right? So I'm just really good at hiring a lot smarter people. And that's what you guys have to be good at. As CEOs, you don't have to do everything. You just have to be good at delegating people that are extremely well in their focused tasks, right? And I think that's what I got really good at. I started learning a lot about delegation, right? So anyways, that's how we expand. So now it makes my life really easy. All I got to do is buy these zip codes, buy the list, market the list, direct mail, send them to my cold callers, direct mail them, PPC them, RBM them, SMS them. We're blowing it up. Calls are coming to the office. I get over 1,000, 1,200 calls on a weekly basis. Calls all coming to the office. We're locking down deals. We lock deals up right over the phone. Second question, how do you lock up deals over the phone? Check this out. Pretty cool.
A lot of people say, well, you got to take 65% of your ARV and you got to multiply it and you got to put the repairs and all this cool stuff.
Yo, we don't do none of that. You know, we don't do none of that. The way that I was able to scale my operation was by simply making offers. I make offers to homeowners in 7 minutes. So hey, Tanji. Oh, can you guys hear me? I see Tanji's face. Can you guys hear me? Just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Sound went low. Can't hear, bro. Oh man. Let me call in. How about this? I'm gonna call in so that switch the phone audio. Boom. I'm gonna call in, guys, so that you can just hear me loud and clear. Give me 2 seconds. Yo, can you guys hear me? Hopefully that's a lot clearer. Can you guys hear me? Just say, yeah, we can hear you. Back up. Yeah, the audio is not very clear. Hey, can you guys hear me now? Perfect. Thank you. Awesome. Let's continue. So now people say, hey, dude, we get calls in from homeowners all day, and they're like, you know, well, we make offers in 7 minutes to homeowners right over the phone. They're like, dude, how the heck do you do that? Well, let me show you. It's really easy. And like, I simplified the process of making offers, right? And it's really not difficult. What's going on here? 2 seconds. I see Tanji on video. She's frozen. Your sound went away. Can you guys still hear me? Yes, you can still hear me. Great. Good. You guys can still hear me. Did you pause your mic? Hey, can you guys hear me? Yes, I get yes. Everyone can hear me, so we're continuing on. Awesome. So we have 118 participants. That is awesome, by the way. Stay to the end because we're going to give you a giveaway. I'm going to give you a script. I'm going to give you a contract and something else. It's in the website. So stay to the end. By the way, if you want to learn what I do, go to realempire.com/details. Angie, you're throwing me off a little bit with the video, but let's keep going. Guys, how do you make offers on properties in 7 minutes right over the phone, okay? Real simple, real light work. Check this out. So what I do is you have to have access to the MLS, okay? So what you want to see is obviously all the active properties, all the pending properties, and all the sold properties in the last 360 days, okay? So in the last 360 days. So now what you do is you'll look at a map and you're going to say, okay, let's say a homeowner calls in and she calls in about a property right over here in, you know, right near, you know, Osborne Avenue. Let's say it's this property right here on Osborne Avenue, and she's calling about 1708 East McBury Avenue, right? So now the first thing that we're doing is Google view it. We're saying, okay, let's look at the Google view, real simple, real light work. Hey, basic property, probably about 1,200 square feet. Let's confirm that. Yep, it is, you know, it is about 1,100 square feet. Yeah, 1,200 square feet, light work, right? So we'll look at, and this is what I do. It's so simple. All I care about, I don't care about the 65% of ARV minus repairs and all this stuff, right? All I care about is simply what are investors buying similar properties for in the area. So check this out. You see these little twos? I click on this little two. I'm like, oh, look at this. Boom. An investor just bought one right here, similar square footage for 80K. So let's see if there's anything else. Here's another 150. This is probably fully renovated. That's 1,600. It's bigger. What you can do as well is I can look at all the properties that are under 1,250 square feet. So I'm looking at everything less than 1,250 square feet, and that narrows my search even more. I'm hovering. And as you can see, highest ARV, 220. Okay, 220.
right there. And it's a beautiful house, not even fully renovated. So I'm going to skip that one. It's also a bungalow. They're also in Tampa. You're going to know that those are actually more valuable. So here's one for 170. Seems like it is a nice little home, renovated, 170. Okay. What you want to see is, what did the investor buy this property for? So go and open up the tax record, and you can see Open Door bought this for 139. Now, Open Door is not a type of buyer that we deal with, right? Because Open Door is small. They're dealing with smaller margins, and they don't deal with wholesalers. So what else you can do, go to the criteria, and you can look at just all the cash transactions, okay? So just the cash transactions under 1,200 square feet, and there you have it. Here's one sold for $97,000. Distressed. Did it sell to an LLC? We're opening up the tax record, and it sold, bam, Beta Gulf LLC. So I know if a homeowner calls me in and she's calling me about that property in 107 East McBury, whatever it is, right? You're calling me about that property. I know that I can sell it to this same investor for $97K. Okay, real simple, real light work. It makes the process of comparing properties super easy. And so when we have our 20 salespeople on the phone locking up deals, we acquisition specifically, we have 8 people, but when we have like our acquisition people locking up deals right over the phone, they're able to make offers in just 7 minutes. Like, look how fast it was for me to know how much I can sell it to an investor for. Perfect comp, $97K. So if the homeowner's like, hey, I want to sell my property for $80K. I know I can secure that property immediately, and then call this same investor and contact the realtor that represented that investor, right? The selling agent, who's Kyle Litigan, which we know Kyle Litigan, but we'll call Kyle Litigan and say, hey, dude, check this out. I've got this deal. I'll sell it to you at $95,000. We secured it at $80. We call that same investor, and just like that, we make $15,000. Very light work. Very light work, man. So this is just simple math, comping, over the phone, comping stuff, and it's very accurate. And we've been able to sell and secure a lot of deals. But then guess what? We don't look at properties. We talk to homeowners right over the phone, lock deals up right over the phone via DocuSign. We literally just locked up a deal just now, made 30 grand on it just right over the phone. So in 8 different markets. So you don't need to be in these markets, going to the properties, visiting them. We've secured so many deals from other investors that are on their way, driving to their property in their Prius, going to their property to go view their property and view this homeowner's property. And while they're on the way, we're already locking up a deal right there over the phone with them via DocuSign, right over the phone. And so again, you got to learn how to do this. You got to learn the script. There's a lot of details. There's a lot of psychology and NLP behind it. That's 7 years now in the business, and teaching some of the top guys in the industry now that are crushing it. I've learned a lot, made a lot of mistakes. And so, look, man, this is just simple NLP and psychology. So, I want to see you guys crushing it. So this is how we make comps. This is how we lock down deals. We lock them up right over the phone when you use DocuSign. So real simple, guys. I mean, there's not too much science behind this. So again, let's overview this. Now, the question is also, again, how do you find buyers? And again, it's the same way. Use the MLS, look at all the cash transactions, and then simply just start looking at these cash transactions and then start opening up the tax record, and boom, you're going to find these LLCs. That wasn't an LLC, but like, for example, this one right there, you're going to find these LLCs, and you're going to copy these, and you're going to paste them in your Google search. And you're going to find out, boom, oh, look at this, Beta Gulf Holdings. They got a website, they got phone numbers, everything. There you go. Add that guy to your buyer list. Another great resource, dude, is Facebook. Dude, we crush it on Facebook, okay? So check this out. We crush it. Oh, that's my little niece. That's adorable. Oh, my goodness. She just turned 3. She's so cute. I was just with them. But check this out. Really simple. If you go to, Atlanta, let's say you're in Atlanta, Real Estate Investors Club, boom, go to one of these one of these groups in Atlanta. I just picked a random one and post, hey, I got a deal in Atlanta. Hey, do you want a deal? DM me. And you're just going to get blown up. And obviously you want to message that the right way. And so, guys, this stuff is really simple. It really isn't the hardest thing. Like, real estate wholesaling is like a really, really simple business model. And so check this out. I'm going to give you guys a free link to go over. But before we do that, before we go into the free link, by the way, if you have any questions, come to one of my events, realempire.com/details. That will be in the notes. Guys, you got to follow me on Instagram too, by the way. I put out a lot of really cool stuff on Instagram. Go to realempire.com. Go to my Instagram at Real Raphael Vargas, and I put out a lot of really cool free content. So follow me on there as well. Tenji, let's take it away with the questions. If there are any questions, I'll just open up this question. There's a lot of Q&A over here. So let's just jump into your questions. If you don't have access to the MLS, that's a great question. You got to get access to the MLS, okay? You got to find out the realtors in your area and email blast them, call them, build relationships with these emails. Or guess what? Go to wholesaling groups in your area and say, hey, any of you guys are real estate agents? I'll pay for your MLS dues. Let me get access to it, and I'll give you all the leads that I can't close. So we get a bunch of business on listings for all the deals that we can't close because they want too much. We just list them. Light work. Very easy. That was a great question. I'd like to know how to acquire property. So I just showed you how to run comps on the MLS, and then you simply send them a contract, okay? So if you want access to that contract, we'll get you that at the end of this seminar, okay? Let's keep asking questions. Do you flip properties all with this system or just stick to wholesaling? Look, man, I don't buy any properties. Why do you do fix and flip? There's so much risk in it. I think we're at the peak of the market. If I'm doing the type of volume that we're doing, fixing and flipping, I'll get caught holding the bag and, sitting on 50 properties that just appreciated 35%. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to do that. We're risk averse. I'm trading paper and just making cash. Cool. Anyways, flip properties all with that system. So that's our wholesale system. Which list do I use? You got to go to Probate. Go to ForeclosuresDaily.com. Tangi Cousins, who hosted this entire webinar, she's going to get you all the details on how to get the best performing list. And she gets the best performing list from top real estate investors in the nation. So there's no one better. We're crushing it with their list. At first, I was skeptical with you, Tangi, but then we started using your list and we're crushing it. So now I can officially put my name behind your stuff, and I'm super proud of working with you guys. Postcards, yellow letters, great question. Postcards, 100%. Please provide the Skip Trace company again, please. Yes, data@skipright.com. data@skipright.com. Thank you, Raphael and Tenji. Thank you, Joel. You're awesome. Hey, don't leave this webinar because I'm still giving you a free contract, free script, and a free something else. Accountability chart of how a multi-million-dollar wholesale company looks. So don't leave this webinar, and we're still going through questions, by the way. Do you estimate rehab costs based on PICs and market rehab costs? We don't, but we do get pictures after we secure the property. So once we secure the property, we have runners in all of our markets, Atlanta, Philly, Charlotte, all the different markets that we're in. We have runners in these markets that go out, secure the properties. Go out, take pictures of these properties, and just like that, we get pictures. So great question. Name of the author of the traction book is Gino Wickman. Gino Wickman. How do I scale with 100K? Dude, that is a great question. With 100K, that should be a very light work. With $100,000, you should be able to do at least in a quarter. You should be able to take that to, at least, $500,000 in a quarter. $500,000 in a quarter with 100 G's in your marketing. But if you got that kind of money, you got that kind of money to come to one of my events. So the first step is you got to come to one of my events. Look, a lot of people are saying, oh, dude, I don't want to invest in mentors and da-da-da. Look, dude, I wish I was smarter than I am right now. I invest over $250,000 in consultants and mentors. Why? Because, dude, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. Why would I go out and fail flat on my face? That's why I've already done that. It took me 7 years to get to where I'm at. I'm trying to get my clients there in a year and a half, 2 years max. Okay? I'm trying to push my clients to get them there faster than that. So why would you go out and make all these dumb mistakes and blow $100,000 of your own cash? Why would you do that? Instead, why wouldn't you just invest a small amount of that into a mentor to teach you how to get there and then use that money and invest it the right way? So Deshaun, come to one of my events, realempire.com/details. Again, people are dropping off, but they're losing out because I'm about to give you guys a free contract, free script, and a free accountability chart. A couple more questions. What's the name of the other list source? Foreclosures Daily. Rebo Gateway is a good one, but look, Foreclosures Daily, number one, got to be on there. Postcards for probate. For me, I like calling probate, so I suggest calling them. Let me know if you need help in NY from broker. Thank you, Sean. Eddie, how much is data skip right? Dude, it's the cheapest one that I've seen. I think they're at 15 cents a skip. So dumb cheap. Data at skipright.com. Skip right. Yes, Chris Carter got it right. Data at skipright.com. That is exactly right. Data at skipright.com. Chris Carter right there. That is exactly how you spell it. Did Florida outlaw ringless voicemails? There's some regulations behind it, so you do want to look at your recent talk to your attorney. So we don't do ringless voicemails all the time. You know, it's very sporadically. Just talk to your local attorney in your area. Now, you hang with Lee K, so I'm going to invest the minutes. Lee Curdy's a great friend of mine, absolutely. Ed at Data Skip Right is awesome. Thank you, Joel. You've done business with us and with Ed. What is the other list provider you use? Again, you know, Foreclosures Daily is the best, but Revo Gateway is pretty good. Skip Right, Hit Right, and Skip Right. I actually don't know the difference, Mr. Edwin, so I don't know how to explain that. But guys, great questions. I am going to end this webinar now and give you guys the link for the free stuff. Hey guys, real quick, did you guys like this webinar? Did I give good information? Yo, if you guys liked it, just say love, 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 you know, or light work, whatever you want to put. Put that in the comments if you guys like this info. Amazing, love, that's awesome. Love, 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 Laura, love, great, amazing. See you at the event, Chris Carter. Love, good stuff, a lot of love, good stuff, Raph. Hey, much love. Thank you guys, and thank you everybody at Foreclosures Daily. Everybody that stayed on, check this out. Go to my little link right here, and don't give this out to everybody, but this is my link to give free info. Okay, 3 free resources. Boom, there you go. Go to realempire.com/3 free resources. Get my outbound call script, which is really dope. Get my organization chart and get my purchase agreement. Guys, that is all I have for you, man. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Tangi, is there anything else you want to end with?
Hey, can you see me, guy? Can you see me, Raphael?
We see you, man. Yep, we see you, Miss Tangi.
That was a great event. Thank you so much for sharing that knowledge with us and dropping the bombs you dropped today. We really appreciate having you on. We have a lot of participants that stayed to the end. And thank you again for reaching out and doing this webinar with us. I know that you've been so busy, and you took time out of your busy schedule to spend with us tonight. We really appreciate you. And hey, and I know you use our list, and I know that you were dropping all kinds of bombs about our services, but I just want everybody to know on this call that if they mention your name, they're going to get 20 to 35% off just for mentioning your name from tonight's call. 20 to 35%
mention my name,
off.
guys.
And you know we have, yeah. And by the way, you know we have about 25 different types of leads, and our leads are weekly and fresh, and they're all farm for real estate. Everybody else's are quarterly, and the problem is they're not farming for property. So it's a huge deal that that you're dropping the bombs you're dropping tonight, because our leads are weekly and fresh. They're all farm for real estate. In Florida, a lot of leads are daily, so we can definitely help the people out with that. So just for mentioning your name, they get that discount. And anybody that signs up by Friday, we're going to give a free county to. So anybody that signs up by Friday is going to get a free county just for being on this call tonight.
That's amazing. Hey, so guys, go get your list. Put my name in there. Raphael Vargas, Real Empire. Put your name. Get 30% off. Yo, look, hey, look, what does that say? Scared money don't make money. Scared money do not make money. So look, I had to go all in on my dreams, and I don't regret it at all. I'm living an amazing dream life. I'm so blessed by God, and I want you guys to invest big, right? The only person that's going to believe in you is you. You know, at the end of the day, you should believe in you more than anybody else. So invest big in yourself, invest big in your companies, and take it to the next level.
All right, Raphael, if you want to go ahead and just end the meeting for us, just hit that little button that says end meeting, and I hope everybody has a fantastic evening, guys.
Much love, guys. Hey, guys, follow me on Instagram again, Real Raphael Vargas. Send me a DM, say how I was on that webinar. You kicked ass, and I'll give you a follow back. Much love, guys. We'll see you next time. Take care.